My name's Craig, and I'm an addict. Boy, the whole thing you said about change, and I don't know. You know what? God bless you, Heather. Welcome back. And I mean, making that honest decision to not, pick up, to not use, to surrender our will and our life over to the care of God as we understand Him. I mean, we got a big and powerful God, and this program. I mean, I thought I was at the end of my ropes the night, before I became clean, sober, before I came into this program. I thought I was at the end of my ropes. There was no hope. And I was a minister in the church, and I had my own business. I had everything. God had blessed me, and life had its downs, and I picked up, and I called out to God, and then the next day, He brought me to a place where I came into the program, and that was, my clean and sober date. But I mean, when we really want that change in our life, we're gonna get it. We're gonna do all we can to get it, And all I know is that I can't do it without God, without surrendering myself to God, When I need to make a decision, I got to stop in my tracks and say, God, I can't do this. I need you. I went through a little something last night with some anxiety, and I just said, you know what, God, you're in control of this. And it's crazy because, I mean, us as humans, as a dominant being on this earth, as a dominant animal, I mean, we got power over all the other creatures, and, we always have to feel like we're in a sense of control. I mean, that's what's wrong with this world. Look at our world leaders in control. They're fucking everything up. When are we going to realize that we're not in control? Surrender is the key. If we can't surrender, we can't adapt to the changes in life. Bad shit's going to come, and what are we going to do? Try and control it, and it's just going to fuck us up because we have no control. It's going to fuck our heads up. Surrender is key. I was talking to somebody last night about something. Well, another person that thinks they can control everybody in their life, and that's not a man. A man is somebody that has the will to surrender so they can help somebody else, so they can be there for other people. We got to have that honest desire to quit using, and we got to have that honest desire to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understand Him. If you're here today and you don't have a God, I'll let you borrow mine because He's awesome. I mean, I just paid cash for a brand new Harley. I'm not saying that's the world to me, but not only that, but last Thursday I was praying about, a significant other, and the day after that, she had a dream that same night I was praying, and the next day we met. And we go back all the way from our childhood, and we missed each other by a block and a half away. We knew of each other, and she lived right around the corner from me the whole time, and we're like kindred. I mean, our thoughts, we think the same things. We always know what each other's thinking. I mean, we're just like meant for each other, and God is awesome, man. I mean, we don't even make a decision without Him. We're leaving it all in His hands. And I don't know. I mean, if you really want sobriety, you're gonna have that honest desire, to stop using. You're gonna want that change. You're gonna want to turn your will and your life over to God. As you understand Him. If you don't understand Him too well, stick around these meetings and hear what He does for other people. I have miracles after miracles in my life. If you want to hear them, you know what? My firstborn daughter, my wife was bleeding at the uterus, and the doctor said that she was going to lose that child. And I dropped to my knees at 19 years old, and I cried out to God that I would do everything I could to be a Christian, to be a man of God, if He would just save my child, save my wife. And you know what? An hour later, that bleeding stopped, and the doctors proclaimed it a miracle. You know, if I told you about when my daughter was kidnapped and I got on my knees and I prayed for a week, you know, and God told me, you know, pack your stuff up and go back home to San Diego and I'll bring your daughter to you. I did what God told me to. 3 days later, I got the phone call and my daughter is safe and sound and going to college, paying her own way through college right now. You know, I mean, if you don't have a God, He's the only one that's going to save you. You can't save yourself. You're powerless. This world will eat you fucking alive. And I don't know. My name's Craig, and I'm an addict, and that's all I got, man, is God. I can't do it without Him.